say, you know what I could do is I could pull up my computer here so I can see comments on it. Good afternoon. Just working on some admin here. Brad or Sarah, if you're watching, get admin on the horn here. Such a silly joke. Okay, so we are live. We are live. There's me and my laugh. I see people hopping on. Amazing. Friends, family, let me know where you're watching from. We are coming to you live from Rythmia. We are a life transformation retreat center in sunny Guanacaste, Costa Rica. I'm going to share this live. If you're hopping on here, thank you for joining us. Please share this video to get the information. Go right ahead. Come and grab a towel. Get this information about Rythmia out there to the world. I think there's never been a time that we needed this medicine more than now. I'm putting this live on my Facebook page so all my personal friends and family can see. Awesome. There we go. Victoria's watching from Boston. All of you guys that are watching, I see there's a lot of you. Please let me know where you're watching from, what part of the world. We are in Guanacaste, Costa Rica, like I mentioned. This is on the northern Pacific coast of Costa Rica. No, Costa Rica is not an island, as many people still seem to think. We are located we border between Nicaragua to the north and Panama to the south. So we are a beautiful center here that offer a life transformational retreat. We offer everything from farm to table, organic when possible foods and recipes designed by me and executed by my amazing team. A big focus of our retreat center here is plant medicine and all of the metaphysical teachings that go along with that. So we have workshops and classes. We have a lot of integration protocols in place so that people that are here doing this deep spiritual work have all the tools they need to implement it into their real lives back home. We also have yoga. We have breathwork ceremonies 3 nights a week. We do colon cleanses. We have a meditation class. We have all of this stuff to help support people as they seek to get to know the higher version of themselves, connect with spirit or God or whatever you believe in in your faith, because it is all-inclusive here at Rythmia. And it's an all-inclusive retreat, so you come down here and get all of this as part of your package. We just wrapped up an awesome week with a great group of people from all over the world, and we are welcoming a lot of new people right now. Hi, Joss. He's watching from, you know what is hilarious? I don't know what that flag is. Red on the top, white, and then blue. I'm so bad with flags. Mary is watching from London. Emmanuel is watching from Ghana. Amazing. Great to see you from Ghana. Oh, there's a lot of people there. Mary says she's watching from London. Levi is watching from Tamarindo, Costa Rica. That is my partner watching with our daughter. Yes, both are really, really watching from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tiffany saying Oklahoma. Eddie from Buffalo, New York. Joss is watching from Amsterdam. Thank you. My mom is watching from Canada. Hello, mother dear. How are you? So good to have you. Me is watching from Puerto Rico. Wow. Sorry, I just lost my place here. Awesome. And Hadia is watching from Africa. Wow, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I guess I don't need my glasses anymore. So here today on Rythmia's Facebook page, we are talking about Zek is watching from Christchurch, New Zealand. That's the Dutch flag. Oh, my goodness. Mother, I apologize. My mother, who was born in Holland, I just didn't recognize the Dutch flag, the flag of the Netherlands. So I apologize for that. So our dear friend Joss, I think, was watching from the Netherlands. Super cool. So today we are talking about, as you can probably see in the name, this is Miracle Meals, Smell the Flowers and Focaccia. So I wore my flowery dress to celebrate. And I just wanted to talk briefly about this whole idea of stopping to smell the flowers, right? Here at Rythmia, I teach this closing group every Saturday as the retreat guests that are here for the week prior are preparing to leave home. And one of the things I always tell them and remind them as they head back home is to really stop and smell the flowers, to appreciate Mother Nature, to appreciate all of the bounty that our planet Earth offers us. What we're doing when we're working with plant medicine is we are really deeply connecting to the truth of this here and now, to receive the lessons from Mother Ayahuasca, who is the plant medicine that we work with, and connecting with all of life and remembering that we are all one, and remembering that we're all connected, and remembering that we as humans are just, we're just as equally as important as the grass that grows on the ground. So remembering to connect to Mother Nature is a super important part of the integration process. But the term "stop to smell the flowers" means so much more than that. There is a certain, there's certain science around roses that they actually do help raise our vibration of love. So getting around roses in particular can help you feel better just naturally by actually smelling roses. There's a reason why the red rose is a symbol of love, right? We give that to our loved ones often on vacations, and they actually, red roses and pink roses for that matter, any rose, because of its the science around the geometry, it actually does raise our vibration to that of love. So getting around roses is super powerful. But we also want to talk about the idea of just stopping to smell the roses in the context of just being in the present moment and remembering that every single second of every single day is a gift. And from this day forward, if we've forgotten that, then from this day forward is our opportunity to treat every single interaction, every single second of every single day as if it is our altar, and honoring it and celebrating it and being present with it, and recognizing that, the way our life is gathering at any given moment is going to not last forever, that it'll be over in the blink of an eye. So we have to honor it and be present with it. Much in the same way that, the morning that we wake up and the refrigerator's broken and we get in the car and it's got a flat tire, and then when you do get the tire running, then you're in traffic for miles and miles of dead end, stopped traffic jam. Just remembering, like, this too shall pass, and it will never be like this again. So every single moment is an altar that will, disappear in a blink of an eye. So remembering that, being like a child coming at our life and the world with baby's eyes. I'm blessed right now. I have a near 18-month-old daughter at home, and I get to watch how she experiences life. And it reinvigorates my ability to be in the present moment, because I have to be with her. I can't be anywhere else when I'm with her, as long as I'm acutely paying attention to her. And she reminds me that there's no other place to be than right now. So that's all I wanted to talk about today when it comes to stopping to smell the flowers. Hi, Fatima. Fatima's watching from Morocco. Marion sending love. So fun. Julia says, hey there from Manchester. Good to see you, Julia. And Erin is saying, that's why they call it the present. Yeah, it is such a gift. Present gift. Wow, we are really representing. I've been talking about this for a couple of years. I need to get a big world map and start flagging off where people are watching from every week. I feel like we've got a lot of the globe represented here today in this Facebook Live. So I'm really, really grateful for you guys to join us. Please share this if you think anyone could benefit. Now we're going to get on to the food component. So what did I call this here? We called this smelling the flowers and focaccia. So of course we're going to be making focaccia. I do want to mention a couple things. I've had a lot of people asking me lately and messaging me privately about my cookbooks. There are 3 available on Amazon right now. So the very first one I wrote here for Rythmia, Miracle Meals. This one I wrote in 2017 based on the most requested recipes at that point in time. So this is available on Amazon, as well as available here at Rythmia in the gift shop. So if you're here in person. Then I also have this one, which is the second Rythmia cookbook that I wrote, Miracle Meals 2.0, aptly named. And this one includes a lot of the sauces, dressings, desserts, and sweets that have been most requested. This one we finished up in 2019. And then I also have this one that I just finished writing during the year of 2020 when I was at home. And this one is a really special one because it includes a lot of recipes that I have featured right here on Sunday afternoons in my Facebook Live. So I called it Food Fun with Meg. And that's exactly what this is. This is just having fun with food. So mostly all plant-based, maybe with a little bit of dairy included. But this is a really fun one that, I'd love you guys to pick up if you've already got the first 2. All available on Amazon for all of you viewers out there. So coming back to the topic of the day, focaccia. So focaccia, if you're a baker, one of our guests that's sitting right nearby, he used to be a pizza chef, so he knows exactly what's up. This is one of a really lengthy process sometimes to make focaccia bread. So I have shortened it for television, and I also switched it up a little bit because I've done a gluten-free one and one that is 50% gluten-free based, and the other is whole wheat flour based. So typically what is involved in this process, and you can look it up online and get the actual step-by-step process, is mixing some flour with some yeast and some water, letting it rise, and then adding in a component of honey, olive oil, and water, more fresh flour, more fresh yeast, and then incorporating that with the dough that's already risen. And then this is where we are right now. So I've got some dough here already. So this is the combination of those 2 steps of the process. I haven't added in extra olive oil, which I should have done. I'm not too concerned about it. So normally it would be a lot slicker of a dough, much less fluffy, but it's been sitting out here in the Costa Rican heat rising. So this is 50% gluten-free flour, which I've done with a combination flour of garbanzo, cassava root or yuca, rice, and some xanthan gum, as well as, so the first part of the recipe I did it using gluten-free flour, and then the second part I did using, whole wheat flour. So it's just going to be a little bit lighter on the gut as far as gluten is concerned. So what I've got here is that's risen, and this has been in process since about 9 o'clock this morning, Costa Rica time. It's now 2 p.m. So this has been a long, lengthy process. So the next thing I've got here is I've got my baking sheet. So I like to use a rimmed baking sheet. And all I'm going to do here is, to get this next step of the process going, is I'm going to put some olive oil, about 3 tablespoons. Let me see here, in the middle of this baking sheet. I'm just going to drop that into the middle. I'm going to put a little extra. You can never have too much olive oil. And then I'm going to take this dough out of, look at this, just taking it out here. Look at that, dropping it on there. It smells delicious. I don't know why, but I absolutely love the smell of yeast. Like, absolutely love it. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my hands here. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on them. And I'm just going to use my hands here to begin to shape this into an oval shape. So focaccia, right? We all know what shape. Focaccia often comes in square shapes, oval shapes. We're going very rustic here today. So I'm just spreading it out, remembering that this is going to rise in the oven because this is not a fully gluten-free one. So it is going to puff back up. And ideally what we would do now, once we have it all shaped, is we would let it sit and rise for about another half an hour or so. But in the essence of doing this for TV, as we say, or Facebook, we're just gonna skip that step. But if we had let this sit, it would continue to fluff up a little bit. We're not gonna bother doing that. So I'm just gonna give my hands a quick rinse in the stove. In the stove. That would be interesting. Rinsing my hands in the stove. Just rinse a little bit of oil. Shout out to my friend Fabian for these amazing pineapple earrings. Pop of color. Amazing. Okay. So this looks pretty good. What I would normally do after this has risen a little bit, I would use something, maybe my finger, maybe a piece of wood, to just indent a little bit into the dough. I'm just going to use my fork here. I'm just poking some holes. It's not that big a deal right now because it hasn't risen. It would fluff in, and this would just help zhuzh it a little bit. And then we need to add toppings, right? So what are we going to do for toppings here today? I want to make sure that you guys can see. Move this, move this. Perfect. And maybe what I'll do even is I'm going to put this under one side. Does that help at all? Give it a bit of a better angle, yeah? Okay, so then what we do is I've got a bunch of toppings here. So you could just do straight up tomatoes. That would be totally fine. But we're going to make a bit of a picture. I've been talking a lot about connecting to Mother Nature and plants. So we're going to do that today with our focaccia. We're going to set a little bit of a scene. So I'm going to put this. This is just a whole green onion. And I'm doing this for looks mostly. It's going to obviously lend some nice flavor. So imagine that is the stem of a flower. Suspend your disbelief and just play along with me here this afternoon. So we got the stems of our flower here, right? Maybe I'll do this so you guys can see much better. How's that? That's pretty good, yeah? Stems of our flower. Then I've got some other stuff here. So this is just a cebollina or green onion. What I've got here is some whole stems of rosemary. I'm going to put those on there. So imagine those just are representing more plant, more greenery. I've also got some, this is just a bunch of thyme that I've got pieces here, some thyme here. So these are just representing different types of plants, herbs, you know, working with the medicine, working with plants. It doesn't matter if they fall randomly. Sometimes we take some off and just let them sprinkle. Yum, it smells so good. And these herbs, as we're baking it, are going to kind of allow their flavor to permeate the bread itself. Just as they toast in the oven as it's baking, it's going to bring a nice smell throughout the oven and then going to permeate into the bread. So there's some thyme. Perfect. What else do we have here? I've got some basil, some beautiful big pieces of basil. Now I'm going to break this top off because I like it. It's almost like flower-like, right? The tops of a basil. We're just going to put that over here. Really, really pretty. And I'm going to throw these on here, so almost like they're the leaf of this flower plant. Put a couple of those, like so. Starting to look like a flower, right? For a pop of color here, we're just going to throw some cherry tomatoes all around. Now you could do this with any pizza dough. So you could pre-buy a pizza dough if you don't want to go through the process of making it from scratch. There are so many frozen pizza doughs you can buy out there, from whole wheat ones at your deli counter at the grocery store to you can buy cauliflower, pre-made cauliflower crushed pizzas at a lot of grocery stores now that you just top with all of the toppings of your choice, which I think is really, really cool. So you can do that also, but look at that. And then what are we going to do for the tops of our flowers? I know you guys are all dying to know. So what I've gone and done is I have taken some red onion. Look at this. So pretty, right? I've taken some red onion and I've used my mandolin, which is this little contraption right here. And I've just thinly sliced it along the side. So I'll show you, instead of the way we would normally cut, you know, slices like that, I've gone and sliced it this way so that the middle pieces include a little bit of the stem, and it actually looks quite like a tulip almost, right? So pretty. So this is going to be the top of our flower. So what I do is I just come and place this at the top, spread the petals out a bit. This is a fun project to do with your kids. And if any of you guys are like me, my daughter is like not loving any kind of food right now. So being able to do, you know, getting your children involved is a really helpful way to get them interested in eating a wider variety of foods. Right now, my daughter doesn't want to eat anything we serve her, which is fine. She's a toddler. She's going through that phase. There we go. Look at that. So pretty, right? Look at the color. So lovely. And then what does a focaccia always need? Olive oil. So I'm just going to be very generous with the olive oil all throughout, and it's just going to soak into the dough. So good. And then the other ingredient that's super important is sea salt. So I've got pink Himalayan. If I had big flaked sea salt, I would do that, but this is going to be more than enough. And there we go. Look at that. So then what we do is we throw this into an oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Let it go for 25 to 35 minutes, depending on the calibration of your oven. And then what do we have? Wait, by the magic of television, dun, 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 this one. Now this one is a gluten-free version. So this is one that I made this morning and pre-cooked. And it's the gluten-free version. And you could add some cheese or something like that if you wanted to do it to make it a bit more of a meal. But this is what I'll be serving for dinner tonight with a salad. So easy breezy. And this is the gluten-free one. So it's definitely a tougher dough. I would serve this with some sort of dipping sauce, maybe some pesto on the side or some marinara sauce, Nona's marinara sauce. And then you're going to have an amazing meal. This one will cook up a lot fluffier with all that oil and stuff on there. But that's it. I think I saw this somewhere recently, the idea, and thought I would share that with you guys because I thought it was brilliant. And I think it ties in so beautifully to what we do here at Rythmia, connecting to the plants. So plant food, connecting to all the herbs. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please share this if you want. Hi, Dita. You logged in a little bit late. She's going to check out the recipe. Super cool. Yeah, you can make it with basic white bread, or swap in your flours, play around. There's so many ways that you can mess around. Lorraine is saying hi from Florida. Hello, sister. Hi, Duke. So good to see you, Douglas. Aaron saying he's watching from PA. That's why they call it present. Yes. So thank you guys for tuning in. I wish you a beautiful day. What am I doing for next week? I'm going to give you guys a bit of a sneak peek. Next Sunday, what's coming? No, keep an eye on the butternut spaghetti pie. That's all I have for you. I will see you guys next week. Have a beautiful week. Love you.